Alright, I'm Mark.
I'm Mary.
And we are M Amusements. So we are here in somewhere in undisclosed area in New Jersey, reporting on a backyard coaster that one of our coaster friends has built. The Black Stallion. Look at this beautiful flower bed. We were just amazed when we heard that this thing was amazed what this kid was doing with this thing. Just put something like this together takes a lot of thought, and you got to keep safety in mind and a little bit of, I'm guessing, math knowledge. So but we already taken a ride in this thing. It's just incredible. Gonna get a couple more, waiting for the light package show. So we're gonna stick around and we're gonna get some good stuff in this video this evening. So stick with us. So as you can see, they did a little bit of decoration on this flower bed here. I think that's really cool. It's been a long time. We're gonna hopefully see a little bit of a light show tonight. Sweetie, what do you think of this thing? Isn't that cool?
Partners, for your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, inside the train, and be sure to hold your kids.
So Kenny's getting ready to ride this thing. Hopefully see some air time here. What's that? You got you, Sam. Oh, good air time. Nice, sweetie, you're gonna experience a little bit of air time. You ready for it?
Folks are wearing hats or glasses. Best remove them, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Cuide a sus pequeñitos. Muchas gracias.
Yeah, I'm taking the carpet now. Yeah, I got an easy pass, so I think everyone. Yeah, easy pass.
The cart's heavy. The base of the cart is hard to hold on to.
Okay, oh, gushy ground. All right, we're coming up for a POV ride. My wife's gonna try and we're gonna sink this thing, I hope. All right. Look at that, got our attendant here, all right. This time I'm just gonna pause it here. All right, gotta pause.
Okay.
And I'll give you a thumbs up when you're ready to let go.
Yeah.
Last time I missed it, and for some reason it didn't.
You know how to ride now.
Yeah.
Just kind of like make sure you're sitting up always. It's yeah, you gotta like pull it. There you go. Lucas, pull firm. Just go to the extra pull. Okay.
Yeah, it's already occurring now. All right.
Make sure you just push down and then lean up.
Like this. All right. Oh yeah. So this is the light package in a little bit of a better time frame. This is just amazing. The light package was done by Theme Park 55, I think you go by. But their nickname for this guy, the guy is Kriegish. We did a live stream on the Music Plaza package a lot because there was a lot of copyright music and I couldn't get that into the vlog, so I wanted to give you guys a quiet, just a nice, peaceful, quiet view of this with the lights. Okay, so we are here with Sammy Trekok. I hope I pronounced that right. What? Treychak. So Sammy, tell us what brought you to the idea of building this thing. What got you interested in just saying, "Oh, I'm going to build a coaster in my backyard"? And
okay, so like ever since I was like 4, I've always like seen the backyard coaster videos. Always wanted one, but like it's very unrealistic to have one, especially like in this day and age. And I think back in like 2017, we were doing some construction on our house, and so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna build a backyard coaster," and they were both like, "Whatever, go ahead, do whatever you want." And so I started like it was like a ramp basically, it was like 4 feet tall, kind of was just like a straight thing, and then the next year I added onto it, gave it a new name, so it kind of like went down and then a little like bump. And so then they were like, "Okay, take it down and then you can do a bigger one later," not thinking much of that. And then 2019-ish, in May, I started making plans for it, and they were like, "This is never gonna happen." And they were like, "Nah, whatever, say whatever." And so then like February-ish, I started planning footers and whatnot, and then he was like, "Nah, it doesn't matter. You can just put these in, test them out. You have to wait till you're 16 though." And then like March, when like the pandemic started, I went full force and just started going. And just as I was going, I kind of learned as I went.
Cool.
And yeah, great learning experience.
When I was talking to you earlier about the dip for the airtime, I would think something like that would take some kind of, a little bit of experience in math to get that right, to have that happen. Because you said, well, if it wasn't built right, if you didn't have it as steep, it wouldn't have happened. So how did you figure the math out to make sure that we were going to get the airtime on this hill?
It wasn't originally going to go into a dip. It was because like that was a little bit higher. It's like 2 feet higher.
Yeah.
It was definitely going to touch the ground. But then like I think someone brought it to my attention. They were like, "Well, if you dig like a little trench here, you can have it go further down and then really get some airtime going." So I was like, "Okay." And then they were both like, "Whatever you want, Sammy, do whatever you want." And so then I just kind of like started digging. It took about a month to dig out that thing because it was like twice the size because I had to get the footers in.
Yeah.
And then he started getting mad at me because like there was like water would pile up in there. When really I'm doing them a favor because now water doesn't gather down there.
There you go.
So,
yeah, see?
Yeah. But yeah, and then it really started giving airtime over the like more towards the end of the hill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the light package on this is amazing.
That was all jacked.
The teamwork in general between you, Kenny, with Kenny doing the music, and and Kriegish doing the light. I mean, that's a lot of thought
Yeah.
to go in that and a lot of planning. I'm sure you guys had to have meetings and whatnot.
Yeah. It definitely took like, it was like I was like mainly the designer because no one could really come over during like when we're all stuck in our houses.
Yeah.
So I definitely was like the big designer of the coaster, and then everyone else is kind of doing things over the internet, giving ideas, doing what they can. That's kind of like where it all stems from, though.
Yeah.
Just whatever you can, and then like end up putting it on later.
Are we gonna see bigger and better backyard coasters from you, or what's your plans after this one?
Not here. Definitely in the future, though.
Okay, yeah.
Not here.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you certainly built. I mean, the airtime on this is great. I hope, man, the POV and all that was just great.
Yeah.
Question for the parents. Gotta love this. What were your thoughts when Sammy came to you and said, "I want to build a coaster in the backyard, such and such big. It's going to take up probably a good chunk of the yard along the fence." What was going through your head when this kid came to you with this idea?
It happened so fast.
It was kind of like, yeah.
I literally, the pandemic started and every kid is stuck inside, and it's like, yeah, all right, go outside and be constructive. he took that to its word.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to build it this high, and you can't really visualize a platform 6 feet high, 8 feet high.
Yeah.
And once he started building that platform and seeing what his plans were, you kind of get caught up in it, scared to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, you want to lower it a little bit? I was like, no.
But amazed, with what you're watching happen.
Wow. I think my parents probably would have collapsed or had a coronary if I said, "Mom and Dad, I want to build a coaster," but I don't have that kind of thought process on how high. I mean, that's a lot of thought to make sure the coaster's not going to go off the edge of the, and like I was talking to you, the insurance on, in case somebody gets hurt, or there's a lot to think about when doing this kind of a project. But I think it turned out well.
I remember I was building this spike and like about like that high. He was like, "Oh, you should stop. It's not going to go that high."
Yeah.
And now it's going like double that high, just because of how fat. Like it's a high up there.
What's a good 10 feet off? I mean, that's not.
This one's I think like 12 feet.
Yeah.
That one's 8 feet.
Yeah.
Doesn't make me happy.
So now is this thing here permanent, or is this just temporary? You have to tear this down eventually, or how long is it
It'll
going
be torn down eventually,
Yeah.
but like I definitely have another 2-3 years, probably like out through high school.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of improvements are we going to see in this? What's the next up step?
This is probably like the biggest it's gonna go, rather than like probably like a new cart every so often, just because I'm gonna have to rework it.
Yeah.
Like it's never gonna always be the same cart, maybe the same seat, but like always gonna have to be reworked. Maybe just like a little like kind of like under the station, I might do like kind of like put some boards on top of each other just so I can put the cart on.
Yeah.
Without having to like take it off the track and like put it on the ground and do it. If I have it like up, that way I can kind of work under it a little bit
cool.
more.
Well, it's certainly it's just certainly amazing. And I hope now and I can get out here and get a few more rides on it before it has to be taken down.
You got a few years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We definitely. I got to get out here and get that Jersey Devil credit when that gets done, if they ever get it done.
Yeah.
But we, guys, we thank you for your time. This is just we were so glad to be able to make this trip out here to hang out with Colin, Phil, you guys, and a few of the others that were involved in this. So I think it was just a nice big party tonight. We had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Time never to be forgotten. But
It was nice of you guys to come.
No
You guys
problem.
had a great weekend going to like 3 parks.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, nice show, yeah.
Well, we got to get back and head up Maurice Piers and Wildwood area, and
We'll be back.
So, guys, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Take care.